Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to be going over the Gray Fox Animal Hospital and a proposed redesign. Here's a quote from Will Rogers. Personally, I have always felt that the best doctor in the world is the veterinarian. He can't ask his patients what is the matter, he's just got to know. And boy, and that is true. All right, so the current design layout that we have here, it's a basic layout. We see an embedded video with Dr. Spector here. A few things if you want to take into account to give them a call. There was a nav bar up here, it got cut off by the picture, but it shows up later in this presentation. It's a little outdated. Can easily be updated. Moving forward, their history, it's kind of mixed up with their services and a brief history. It needs to be separated out a little better. It's nice that they have the contact us and survey button down here in the bottom of every page, but their messages are kind of getting garbled and it's getting lost in the wording here. Once again, their services need to be laid out a little bit better. They have radiology on site, which is a huge selling point. So therefore, if your animal needs it, you don't need to be running to a different clinic that has it. So you can get a diagnosis right there on the same day. That'll help get your animal back to health, good health. Their contact me site is wonderful. It has your form, first name, last name, email, phone number, has a number here for the pet poison helpline, which is a lifesaver, and also has their contact information and a map. I'm going to leave this page alone because this one I think is pretty well done. Their first competition in the area is this Banfield Animal Hospital. They're up to date. They have the COVID Resource Center on here, shows you the website's been updated recently. Their services are laid out a lot better. Actually, it gives you some pricing too, so if that's a factor, you can have that. Greenfields, same thing. Their homepage is basically just one big navigation, has the COVID pandemic resources up at the top, shows you they have been updated, and their services are also laid out nicely. There's no mixing with the history or anything else. Also, the third big competition they have in the area is the New Hope. They also are up to date with the COVID pandemic, and their services page is kind of washed out. And they're mainly trying to catch your eye with the discount here. Their background on their homepage is just one big nav bar with a nice little logo. So the proposed redesign of the homepage here, it just needs to be completely redone. Have one big image of like the facility here, and then just make a big nav bar at the top. Move this to like a little testimonials page or a social media page. And moving forward, the About Us section, like I said, it needs to be one concise history section, one concise services section. They kind of have them garbled together here, and I wouldn't know to make heads or tails out of it. No pun intended with the animals. And then the testimonial section needs to be redesigned. This is very drab, it's very Yelpy. So I want to take a revolving carousel of farcical reviews written by the pets and have that as the testimonials page. Move these over to say, like the social media page, something along those lines. So you can see actual reviews if you really want to see them, but for the most part, I would just want a gag page that's going to make people laugh a little bit and feel a little bit more comfortable with going to the Gray Fox. And then the aesthetics that I would choose for the redesign, we have a nice little Gray Fox logo that I created. Just maybe needs a little bit of wording, but it's an actual logo, can help build some brand consciousness. The font choice here is called Pangolin. That is both a fun font for an animal hospital, and pangolin is the name of an animal, so it kind of works out nicely. The color palette here, I went with mainly neutral colors here, except for this dark fuchsia where I want to add that to anything that I want to draw attention to, like promotions, sales on medications, things along those lines. The values, this is currently what they have for values. Not that great, not that heartwarming. I think that we could elaborate on that and put that with the history or the About Us section to really put a heartfelt message in there to draw in people, some new clients, maybe some of those reviews that people that love them, for their pets. We could easily throw that in there for their values. So to end, this is the basic structure of the redesign. And navigation bar is going to be basically the homepage. That's all it's going to be, one big photo of the facility to take the center stage. And then the nav bar and everything else is going to be updated with the logo. And all the subsequent pages are also going to have the same thing. I might keep that little contact us button at the bottom of every page, but I'll update it to match the new aesthetics. And that's going to be about it. So that's the redesign of the Gray Fox Animal Hospital page.